This is a mock interview conducted by Forum IAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
Sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah,
Good
please,
afternoon, sir.
Sanket, have your seat.
Thank you, sir.
So, Sanket Kumar,
Yes, sir.
please introduce yourself to the board.
Sir.
Be relaxed first.
Yes, sir. Sir, myself Sanket Kumar. I am from Darbhanga, Bihar. I did my matriculation from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Darbhanga, and then my intermediate from Woodbine Modern School. After that, through AIEEE, I got into NIT Patna in mechanical stream, from where I graduated in 2016. After that, I was selected in ISRO as a scientist SC. I worked there for 1 year. Meanwhile, I also got selected in engineering services allocated to Indian Railways. Currently, I am working as an assistant workshop manager in carriage repair workshop, Harnaut, Bihar. My hobbies are traveling, solo bike riding, swimming, and in sports, I play badminton and table tennis, sir.
Good. You are already working.
Yes, sir.
That's why you have not opted many of the services.
Sir.
What I feel,
Sir.
maybe not true for you, you have not opted for Daniks.
Yes, sir.
It would have been a little better choice as per I think.
Okay, sir.
In say another 20-25 years, you will become IAS, and then
Sir.
what for a person thinks that I should be IAS. What do you think about it?
Actually, sir, it was a Group B services. That's why from Group A, going from Group A to Group B, that's why I considered. So it's better to stay in a Group A only.
Okay. Group A service is Indian Corporate Law Service.
Sir.
You did not opt it. What is that? That is a Group A.
So it's basically the exposure that I will get there. Since I am more from technical background, I have a little knowledge in that domain.
Okay. You are from Kendriya Vidyalaya.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel? Kendriya Vidyalaya, then government school, other government schools.
Sir.
How do you feel the education system at the moment? Till from 1st to 10th, 9th, or whatever it is.
Sir.
No exams, whether it is Kendriya Vidyalaya, whether it is normal school, whether it is private schools. Then how do you expect a good results? Or Kendriya Vidyalaya do something different?
Sir, definitely Kendriya Vidyalaya, since education is not only about the exams, it's beyond it. It's also about extracurricular activities, then the quality of teaching that teachers are providing. So in Kendriya Vidyalaya, what we get to see is nationally selected teachers are there. Their training infrastructure is very good. Periodically training is done for them. Even for the students, there are wide opportunities in extracurricular domain. Like competitions are organized in a technical, sports, and cultural domain at a regional level, national level. So apart from the education that is already being provided by the quality teachers, there's a wide scope of other type of skills as well. So a comprehensive skill set and a value-based education is being ingrained and inculcated in the student of the Kendriya Vidyalaya.
In government schools, normal government schools, we don't find such things.
Sir.
And if we will not go to those schools, or the either officers' kids or the politicians' kids, then how do we expect the improvement in those schools?
Sir, first of all, we have to focus more on policy part and their implementation part. Though we have schemes, but they are not being implemented properly. So we have to look at the problems at their level. Like there is a teacher absenteeism, shortages of teachers. Then infrastructure is very poor. We have opened many schools on the name of RTE, but the supporting infrastructure is not being provided. So if we focus on bridging those by recruiting more teachers, providing them adequate training, definitely the quality of education in these schools will increase, and then definitely it will attract the students and the children of officers as well.
So monitoring and evaluation needs to be upgraded.
Definitely, sir.
Okay. You are from mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir.
And you are at the moment in a rights field, that is my railways, and that require mechanical engineers.
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to change yourself to the administrative part?
Sir, actually, I want to change because of the various other opportunities that this job profile that I'm aspiring for will provide me. It's the challenges that you will get into the service. Every day you go to the office, you will have different set of challenges. Every minute your problems are changing, and you have to continuously work upon, and you have to be innovative.
You are a stream person. You are a mechanical engineer. You would have been better in the field where you are. You can excel. You can put up your knowledge into the best.
Definitely, even the knowledge of the mechanical will be used in the civil administration as well, sir. So I believe that that would, in fact, will be an addition to what I can offer to.
So you are from NIT Patna.
Yes, sir.
Bihar basically is a Bimaru state. Is it really a Bimaru state?
Sir, now it is more aspirational state. Sir.
See, Jharkhand says that it is because of Bihar we could not dwell. And Bihar states now says that our ores, minerals, that has gone, now we are not developing. When Bihar and Jharkhand were together, and then they did not, none pointed out that this is the deficiency or this is the problem. What do you think about it?
Sir, definitely in the backwardness, I would say. There are historical factors and the current factors, geographical factors, all contribute collectively in the backwardness of any state. So it's collective of that, like in historically we will say permanent settlement policy, and then freight equalization policy. In geographical,
now, why do you think Bihar will develop? Definitely because without resources in its own area.
Sir, if there are many states which don't have the resources, but there are other potential areas like electronic sector, service sector has a wide potential area. Tourism potential of Bihar is high, and then MSME sector can grow well. And also, if we look at the different districts have a different potential of different agri products. So if we acknowledge them in a right direction and we build schemes that tap on that, so definitely it will add to the growth of the Bihar, sir.
Okay. Indian Railways nowadays you are in.
Yes, sir.
And the services have been clubbed over there and they are kept out of the administrative part. How do you think? Is it a good decision to clubbing different categories as a management service and then?
Sir, definitely I would agree that this is a very good move because as a railwayman, I have experienced the problem of departmentalism. While working in the field, you need a support of other departments as well, but you don't get because of just departmentalism issue that they don't want to support you. And even same happens when mechanical has such kind of supporting role. So in order to eliminate that problem, I believe this IRMS move is very.
But the civil engineers, mechanical engineer, electrical engineers, or other hospitalities, they have different streams. Sir, they cannot be equated to one each other or one another.
Sir, as an officer, our job profile is more of managerial work. We don't deal much in the technical detail. For that, already senior section engineers and IOW are already posted there. So we have to look into the managerial aspect. So I believe merging the service, basically the candidates being recruited from the UPSC have that managerial aptitude to handle the situations. And by proper training, they can be given the basic minimum required technical knowledge. Oh. So that could be sorted out, sir.
At present, Nepal is a poor state, poor country.
Sir.
But it could not get encroached with the depth of that China compared to Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Sir. What can be the possible reason?
Sir, it's their foreign policy have been planned in a rightful manner. It has been seen in recent times that Nepal is using both the countries as a bargaining against other countries. So this is a very right move as a small nation. And I believe that could be the reason why they have not get into the trap of the China. And also they have not...
Do as India, sir, in future,
sir,
should continuously believing that now it will not align toward China, or China will keep on just a weighing machine to us, whether one time China and other time India.
From Nepal perspective, sir, definitely foreign policy is something which is never a constant. It always keeps on changing based on what are the circumstances and development. So definitely if current government will change or the government which is more favorable to India will come, then their policy will incline towards India. And definitely India is very much supportive towards Nepal always India give a non-reciprocal support to the Nepal. So definitely Nepal will recognize this support and having a people-to-people ties. So definitely they will have inclination.
So India is a long-term believer.
Yes, sir.
What about Pakistan at the moment?
Sir.
Will it, with the change of guard, will it align more toward China, or will it reduce its dependence on China?
Sir, actually, considering this domain, it will be better to be said in near future about what developments will occur. But it is very much sure that they have shown a very friendly approach to the India, and India should definitely take this an opportunity to build the relations, because having a good relation with the Pakistan will definitely benefit India. And alienation is a loss to India, as their neighbor is
That
growing.
is India. But Pakistan will think if it will align toward India.
So definitely they will be at the benefit, because they have economic relations with India, and their economy also thrives from the India. Like entertainment industry is connected there, and the river treaties, in order to secure their interest in the rivers, they definitely need a good relation with India.
But China has got a message from India and China ambush in Ladakh 2 years back.
Sir,
But China has got a message from that particular incident.
sorry, sir, I'm not aware on this part, sir.
No, India and China,
Sir.
their armies, they had a clash.
Yes, sir.
They, for a while, they kept hide their toll, and later on they announced that we have also lost 4 persons or something like that. But message has gone to China. How China has taken this?
That clash.
Yes.
So definitely for the China, the stature of India is continuously on rise. Previously, they used to see India from the prism of USA. Now they are re-inclining their policy, and they are seeing India as an independent nation, and their policy are being designed from the India's frame only, especially after India's stand in the East Ladakh region, and then India's recent stand in the Ukraine-Russia war. So definitely their approach towards India has changed.
Now it is not offensive, but it will be a defensive.
Yes, sir.
So, Sanket,
Sir.
you are from Darbhanga,
Yes,
I
sir.
understand. Okay. Can you tell us a bit about Darbhanga? We are told that Darbhanga is the cultural capital of Bihar.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
elaborate on that?
Sir, the Mithila culture, the very famous Mithila culture, Darbhanga is the heartland of that culture. And in case of Darbhanga Maharaj, which having a very rich historical significance in Indian history, is also located there. Then we have various tourist places related to temples, and also some mythological connections are there. And definitely it is also known for 3 keywords, that is Pan, Pokhar and Makhana. So these are the reasons why it is called as a cultural capital, sir.
Any prominent figure associated with Darbhanga? Mythological, historical, whichever way you want to put it.
Mythological King Janaka, and then Sita ji, wife of Ram.
All right. What about the caste politics in Darbhanga? The recent trends in relation to caste politics in Darbhanga?
Sorry, sir, I have not analyzed on this part actually.
But let's say in Bihar in general, if you were to kind of broaden this.
Sir.
So,
There are definitely the instances of caste-based politics where the political party generally choose the candidate having a majority of their caste population in that respective constituency. So this has been the trend over the past few decades.
okay. I understand you are interested in badminton and table tennis. Do you also follow these, or you just play badminton and table tennis?
Mostly I play, sir, but I also follow, but not that much.
Okay.
Sir.
Any favorite badminton player?
Sir, PV Sindhu, but in men category, I personally prefer Lindan, sir, from China.
Okay. You like traveling.
Sir.
Okay. What is it about traveling that's likable?
So generally, I travel alone, and when you are traveling to some different places, what you get to feel that you get to know about yourself. You get to know about your weaknesses and strength, and your various apprehensions about your insecurities. You get a lot of time to think on these, and also the traveling is a break from your day-to-day very busy scheduled life. So it is kind of rejuvenation to a person. And then the place you are traveling, you get to know the people living there, their lifestyle, how it is different from your lifestyle, and how they are satisfied. And despite and you having all the facilities, but still you have problems. So these are the things that you get to know, and that's why I travel, sir.
So are we to assume that this realization won't dawn on us if we are traveling in a general compartment, Indian Railways?
Sir.
Won't we get to know ourselves if we travel with other people?
Definitely, sir. Even in the railways, historically, we have seen that how railway has played a crucial role in connecting the entire nation. And this was through enabling the people from different backgrounds to travel in the same compartment. So definitely it will lead to, sir.
Okay. Just to extend this, so let's say, so you are interested in traveling, and there is this very, very powerful narrative of what we call express highways.
Express, yes, sir.
Yeah. So, or expressways.
Sure.
And these are, they run into several hundred kilometers, and there is a certain, shall we say, charge around this, and there is also concern. Now, as someone who's interested in traveling, solo bike riding and whatnot, what is your take on expressways?
So definitely it is very much need of the time. Because the logistics sector, which is a backbone of any nation economy, is driven through these expressways only. We have already very high logistic costs, so this will cut down on that. The time delay that is very much a problem associated with any firm, it will get reduced. It will also lead to employment generation. So it is very much need of time, and definitely from the traveler perspective, I will say, by connectivity to any remote areas, we get a chance to travel to those areas only, because without roads we can't travel to those areas. So they kept on remaining aloof of the mainland. So connectivity enhances their economic growth as well, and they bring, in real sense, they connect those areas to the mainland of the India, sir.
And the environmental cost?
So definitely environmental costs are there, but by a proper implementation of economic impact assessment, environmental impact assessment, so these can be mitigated to very lower level. And recently we have seen that government is pushing towards green highways, where the environmental impact is very less. So this can be promoted, sir.
So you did mechanical engineering.
Sure.
So a quick question in relation to the state of engineering as of now, as we speak. So there are many senior professors of prestigious engineering institutes of the country
Sure.
who complain that students who come for engineering are not interested in engineering, right? And these are the big shots of IITs and NITs and whatnot. Do you really think that engineering of late is not really a vocation, but more of a means to something else?
Sir, in recent times, it can be said that the fabrication of the society have been tuned in such a way that getting an engineering degree is becoming more a tag after which a children or a candidate or a student generally thinks of what they actually want to do. But I believe that engineering is definitely the very prestigious degree a student can have, and it has a very wide importance for the India, and also the Indian engineers are very well recognized outside. So the candidates taking up this degree definitely should stay with it and dedicate their career in this domain only, sir.
Okay. My last question. So, in relation to agriculture,
Sir.
There is this reference to what we call Internet of Things. Would you like to throw some light on this connection, agriculture and Internet of Things?
So definitely there is very wide application that can be done in agriculture using Internet of Things. Most importantly is weather assessment, and how the moisture of the soil is, and basically the status of the moisture of the soil, how it is there. So based on that, it can give the farmer suggestion about how much moisture to be used. Based on the chemical composition, it can suggest how much fertilizers to be deployed. And also it can suggest the means through which you can apply the pesticides, like use of the drones. And even on water application, like SCADA system attached with the IoT can enhance the irrigation coverage of any area. So definitely IoT has a very vast potential in this domain, sir.
And the concerns?
So concern will be the cost issue. Definitely the farmers in India have a very small land holdings and they are not capable enough to afford such expensive technologies, and very much R&D has to be done. Basically, there could be many unexplored application of these IoT in the agriculture that needs to be done. And definitely the cost part is the major concern in this segment, sir.
Thank you, Sanket.
Thank you, sir.
So hello Sanket.
Sir.
You are a graduate in mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is 3D manufacturing?
So 3D manufacturing is a technique in which a design is basically a design file is inserted into the machine, and that machine manufactures or prints the 3D component.
Okay, how is it different from traditional manufacturing? You are a mechanical engineer, you must have read about lots of manufacturing processes.
Sir.
How is 3D manufacturing different from traditional manufacturing processes?
Sir, it's in the terms of the complex nature of the shapes that can be easily manufactured using this 3D manufacturing.
There is one fundamental difference that is there.
Sir.
It's also called additive manufacturing. 3D manufacturing is also called
Yes, sir.
additive manufacturing. Can you tell me the difference now?
Sir, can I take a guess?
Yes.
Sir? Difference might be based on the strength of the... Okay, sorry, sir.
No, take for example, think of any manufacturing process, say milling or grinding. What do you do there?
Sir.
It's a removal of material.
Yes, sir. And this is about addition.
Yeah, this is the fundamental difference in the two processes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Are you aware of a national strategy on additive manufacturing?
No, sir.
Which ministry has released?
So most probably Science and Technology Ministry.
Okay, no issues. Continuing on mechanical engineering, can you tell me in very simple words what is second law of thermodynamics?
So second law of thermodynamics has two statements. One is a Kelvin statement in which it says that the work cannot be done while transferring energy from just one source. And second is a Clausius statement in which without addition of any external energy, the work cannot be done from a lower temperature to higher temperature.
Okay, just using the second law of thermodynamics, can you explain me why heat flows from a higher temperature to lower temperature? Why is it only the flow is one directional? Why doesn't heat flow from a lower temperature to higher temperature?
Sir, it's basically associated with the entropy.
Okay.
That
yes, very right.
Sir, while traveling from lower temperature to higher temperature, the entropy is basically sorry, sir, I have to...
Okay, all right, no issues. You were employed at Shri
Yes, sir.
in ISRO.
Yes, sir.
It's a launch station, right?
Yes, sir.
Why is it located in Shri Is there any specific reason that that place was chosen?
Yes, sir. Actually, in order to take the benefit of the rotation of the Earth,
Yes.
That position has been chosen. And why on the eastern coast? Because the direction of launch
Very right. Very
direction
right.
of
So it will
launch
fall
is-
down in the Bay of Bengal, not on the
Yes, sir.
mainland India.
Yes,
Very
sir.
right.
Large space is there, so that it should not enter
Yes, sir.
into other
And that island is also disconnected from the mainland. So in case of any disaster, mainland will remain unaffected.
All right, very good. Since you are from Bihar, what is your view regarding the prohibition policy of the Bihar government?
Sir, I believe instead of complete prohibition, a strict regulation should have been done, because completely prohibition gives rise to parallel illegal sale of the liquor. This has also gave rise to the organized or more petty crimes also. This has been reported by the Bihar police crime department. And also there has been significant revenue loss of the government. Then many cases have been filed, which has led to the overburdening of the cases in the judiciary. So these are the problem associated with.
Any
with it.
benefits associated with it?
Yes, sir, definitely there are few benefits as well, like the domestic violence cases and in the villages areas have been reduced. But
Is there any documented study on this, or is this just a conjecture that have been made?
so government has reported this many times, but as far as I can recall, there are no any such studies.
Okay. So Gujarat has been following this policy since long. Even our constitution also. Is there any constitutional provision related
Yes,
to
sir.
it?
And the DPSP, there's a
So,
constitution.
don't you think that if we do not, it's said in the constitution that government should try for it. So, isn't there kind of a conflict there? I mean, the constitution says, but we are saying that, or probably the constitution is wrong in that sense. Do you agree with this assessment?
So as constitution has mandated it to be implemented, so it should be implemented. But
Is it a mandate or is it just a suggestion?
it's a obligation, moral obligation over the government, I would say,
Okay.
sir. But I will say the ground reality should be considered as well. Only then any policy, any scheme can turn out to be the benefit. So in context of a Bihar, I will say the ground situation, the socio-economic condition of the Bihar is not that fruitful, such that this prohibition can turn out to be the successful. Hence, government should focus more on behavioral change or bringing or enhancing the tax
Okay.
of the
All
liquor
right.
sector.
My last question to you. Some time ago, just a couple of days ago, Union Home Minister had said that, we should explore the possibility of Hindi as a linked language
Sir.
rather than English. What is your view on this? Should Hindi be the linked language instead of English?
Sir, as a union minister has suggested for using Hindi instead of English, but there are various resistance from northeastern states and southern states as well. So I don't think this is the right time to implement it, because we have some other major concern that needs to be shut out first. Once we are done with this, so we can think upon it. Meanwhile, we need to intensify the efforts to enhance the usability of the Hindi. Like government is already taking various steps in their departments only. More push has to be done in academics part as well. So once these problems, the other problems are dealt
What
with,
other problems?
like socio-economic problems,
Okay.
problem of poverty, problem of law and order, unemployment. So these should be the priority of the government. And then only once we are dealt with or these problems get reduced, then we can focus upon having the Hindi as our language in place of English.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you. Take care, Sanket.